If we need to divide polynomials, there's a couple of ways we can do that. The first way is just simply by using long division process. Say I want to divide 6x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x minus 17. And we'll divide that by 2x plus 4. Yeah, this is one where, let's go ahead and use the long division. Usually what they're looking for is your quotient and your remainder. But it's, like I said, it's a long division process. You just set it up. Kind of like a long division problem here. So you take the 2x plus 4 divisor and put it next to your little division bar. And underneath the division bar, we're going to put the minus 17. And here's the way the process goes. I start by dividing the first two things. I'm going to divide the 6x cubed, divide that by 2x, and that goes on top here. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then of course the exponents you're subtracting. That's x cubed, that's x to the first, so you get 3x squared. Then we take that 3x squared, and we multiply it by the 2x plus 4, and that'll give me 3x squared times 2x is 6x cubed, and that goes nicely under here. And then 3x squared times 4 is 12x squared. Now, what you want to be careful with in doing this long division is that you put it under the appropriate power. You want the powers to match up. So this is going to be 12x squared, so it's going to go under the 2x squared. And if these aren't in order, I put them in order for sure. Descending powers. So this times this is 12x squared, so that's going to go right here. Now, as you know, hopefully, when we're doing this divide, what we're doing then is we're subtracting then these two. So what I like to say, yeah, I'm subtracting this one from this, but what that really means is I'm going to change these signs. Both of these are going to be minus now. So the next step here is change those signs. Make that a minus and make that a minus. And then, yeah, if you did it right, those two terms should go out because that's 0x cubed, 0. 2x squared minus 12x squared is negative 10x squared. So that's the first part. Well, the good news is, bad news is, there's more. Good news is it's just repeating the cycle. Bring down the next term and do it all over again, which is divide, multiply, subtract. That's the 3 steps. Divide, multiply, subtract. All right, so now we've got negative 10x squared, divide that by 2x. And that goes right here, so that'd be negative 5x. X squared divided by x is x. Now we take the negative 5x times the 2x plus 4. Negative 5x times 2x is negative 10x squared. Negative 5x times 4 is negative 20x.
I'm so sorry. Can you do that last part one more time? You're taking the 10x squared.
So negative 5x times these two.
Yes, got it. Thank you.
So negative 10x squared minus 20x. All right, so we're subtracting, so that means change these signs. Plus, plus. So that's going to drop out, and that'll make it 12x. And we got one more, so bring down the minus 17. And the process is divide, multiply, subtract, or change signs. All right, so what goes here then? Well, you take the 12x and divide it by the 2x. And that's what goes here. Just be plus 6. So that's our divide, Multiply. So the 6 times the 2x plus 4 would be 12x plus 24. That's our multiply. Now we subtract, change the sign, so that becomes a minus, that becomes a minus. Those will cancel out. Negative 17 minus 24, negative 41. So the top is our quotient, 3x squared minus 5x plus 6. The bottom one is the remainder, negative 41, depending on how they ask you to write the answer. They could call this q of x and this r of x for quotient and remainder, but now, one other way they may have us write this is, one way you can write this is, remember you can take this 3x squared, so our answer here, another way to write it, it doesn't ask us just to give those particular ones, is we take the quotient, 3x squared minus 5x plus 6, and then add in the remainder over the original divisor. So this is our q of x, the quotient, and this is our remainder, r of x, and then that's our original divisor. So that's how, I believe, in a lot of cases, that's how they'll write it. I mean, it's the same as long division with just numbers. You take this number over this number. It's the same thing. It's this plus then that over that.
You added the plus before
yeah, plus
remainder. Is it ever going to be a negative, or you just put the
we
plus?
could just say minus and then put just 41 here.
Is that supposed to be 2x plus 4?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Any other question? All right, so let's do one more of those. All right, let's divide 6x cubed minus 13x squared plus 5. Divide that by x squared minus 3. First thing I would tell you is always check for missing terms, because that can mess up your alignment and various other things. By missing terms, I mean you got descending powers, but what's missing here?
An x.
There's no x term. I've got x cubed, I've got x squared, and then I've got a constant, so I'm missing the x term. And this one is 2, isn't it? Both of them. Okay. And in this particular one, I'm missing both of them are missing the x term. It doesn't have to be both of them are missing a term, but in this particular case it is. And so what I recommend is any term that's missing, fill it in with a 0 in front. So I'm going to divide the x squared minus 3, but I would say x squared plus 0x minus 3. So fill in those missing terms with a 0x, because that's just 0, but it keeps our alignment straight. Same thing up here, so I would do 6x cubed minus 13x squared plus 0x plus 5. All right, so if it was missing the x squared term, I'd do the same thing, put a 0x squared. All right, now we divide, multiply, subtract. So what goes first? What's the term first? Well, you take 6x cubed divided by x squared. That's just 6x. So that's divide, multiply. 6x times these. So it'll be 6x cubed plus 0x squared minus 18x. Let's multiply. What's last? Subtract. I just say that means change these signs. So it's minus 6x cubed minus 0x squared plus 18x, because you're changing all those signs. That'll cancel. That'll be minus 13x squared. That'll be plus 18x. Good news on this, there's just one more step. Bring down the plus 5. Do it all over again. Divide, negative 13x squared. Divided by x squared is negative 13. Multiply, negative 13 times all these be negative 13x squared. Times 0 is 0, so I mean 0x, and then plus 39. But we are subtracting, so change these signs. That'll become a plus, that'll become a minus, that'll become a minus. Those are opposites, so they drop out. That's 18x, and that's minus 34. Now I said that was the last step, because why? I can't divide again. This x to the first power is less than the x squared of the divisor. So we're done. We can't divide it any further. So I would say then the answer, take the x minus 13, and then plus, add to that, then the divisor over the remainder. The remainder over the divisor, instead of backwards. So take the remainder and write it over the divisor. So I'm just going to write it x squared minus 3 there. Question? Question or concern? So it's just a process you have to go through. So let's talk about synthetic division, our second. Synthetic division, because this is long division, it can take a long time or a long string. Synthetic division shortens it. The only thing is on synthetic division, you can't use it, we couldn't use it on either of the long division ones we did, but we can use it when we divide by, or when the divisor is, say it this way, x minus a number or x plus a number. Neither one of the first two I did had that, did they? This was x squared minus 3. So it's x minus a number, not x squared or x cubed, it's x minus a number. And then the first one was I was dividing by 2x plus 4. Not number x minus k, or number x plus a number. It's x plus k or x minus. It has to be, what you're dividing by has to be of that form. Okay. All right, so let's use synthetic division on x cubed minus 4x squared plus 9x minus 6 divided by x minus 2. All right, so here's the process. The way what you do, draw a little backwards L. The way I do it. Other setups, but all right, the number that goes over here, I'm just going to put a number. The number I'm going to put is not -2, but I'm going to put +2. So I put the opposite of the number that's in your divisor there. +2. Then, alongside that, I put the coefficients of what I'm dividing. So up here, what I'm dividing the x minus 2 into is coefficient 1, -4, 9, and -6. Now the thing you got to watch for there is the missing terms and descending powers. Be sure they're in proper power descending there. And there's no missing terms. Just write the numbers. So we've taken all the x's out. Skip a row, draw a line. Here's how this works. First of all, bring down the first number. Not inside the backwards L there. So just bring that one down. Now I'm going to go up underneath the -4, and when I do that, what I do is I take this number times the number in the box, or the number that's off to the side there. That's +2. And then what I do is I add those two together. -4 plus 2 is -2. And just like long division, that's the process. You keep repeating that process. So we're going to go here, so I multiply the -2 times the number in the box, half box, half square, whatever you want to call it. -4. Add those two together, 9 plus a -4, +5. Need to go back up, so you multiply the 5 times the 2 again, that's 10. -6 plus 10 is 4. We're done. Now we just got to figure out how to write the answer. Well, good news is here, this gives me the remainder and the quotient. Yeah, if we block that one off, that 4, that's going to be our remainder. These are going to be coefficients of the quotient. Now, what you have to realize, all right, so looking back, I started with x cubed and divided by x. So the quotient is going to come out 1 less power because I'm dividing x cubed basically by x. So this one starts with 1, x, and the power, like I said, is 1 less than I started with. So it's 1x squared. Then it's -2, and then you just go in descending powers. So it'll be -2x, and then the +5 would just be the constant. That's my quotient. And you don't have to write that 1, right? Now the remainder is 4, so I would write that +4 over what?
X minus 2.
Okay. So it simplifies the process, makes it, once we get it going, a little quicker. Let me do one more of those and I'll be done. How about 5x to the 4th plus 6x cubed minus 2, divide that by x plus 2. Can I use synthetic division on that?
Yes.
Yep. It's dividing by x plus k, isn't it? As long as it's x minus a number or x plus a number, I can use synthetic, okay? It's a much quicker process. All right, now I just have to remember, if it's x plus 2, the number in the box here is the opposite. It's -2. Think of it as the opposite. It's +2 to a negative. All right, then up here, we've got a couple of strange things because I should have started, first of all, with the thing I said. Look for those missing terms. Do I have any missing terms here?
Yes. 3.
Yeah, I've got missing
2.
x squared and x. So those have got to fill in with zeros, don't I?
Yep.
So I start with 5 coefficient, 6, but then it's missing x squared, so I need a 0 for it. It's missing the x, so I need a 0 for it. And then the -2. With me? So fill those x squared and x in with zeros. All right, then we go through the process. Bring that one down. 5. Then what goes here?
-10.
-10. Yeah, you multiply the 5 times the -2. Add the 6 plus the -10 is -4. -4 times -2 is +8. 0 plus 8 is 8. 8 times -2 is -16. 0 plus -16 is -16. -16 times -2 is 32. Positive? -2 plus 32 is 30. That would have taken a lot more space to do had we done it the long way. All right, so what do we got? That's the remainder, 30. What's my quotient here? 5. X to what power?
Cubed.
The third. X to the third, it's 1 less than I started with. Minus 4x squared. Plus 8x minus 16. And then the 30, I put the 30 over my original divisor, so it's plus 30 over the x plus 2. How about that? Okay?